Hey, it's Shawn Casemore, and I want to welcome you to another one of my video series on Sell More with Casemore. That is, you're selling more with me. I'm your host, Shawn Casemore, hence the name, right? I'm pretty creative, nonetheless. Thanks again for joining me. I want to talk today about what I call the 3-to-1 coaching approach, okay? So hear me out. Typically when you are coached or when you are coaching somebody, it is a 1-to-1 situation. Right? So if you were to receive coaching as a sales professional, it might be from your boss, and your boss would say, here's some things I want you to work on. You might even go so far as to get into role playing. Now, in my experience, role playing is one of the best ways to ensure coaching is absorbed, but we'll save that for another time. But what I want to suggest, if you really want the coaching to be effective and you want people to listen and to understand, and most importantly, to apply the coaching, you need to create a 3-to-1 scenario. So what you do is you bring 2 of your people together, okay, and you coach them together, and you have them role play, and you act as the observer. So let's assume for a moment that I'm Shawn, go figure, right? And I'm needing help in closing, okay? My closes take too long, they're too slow. So Bill, who's one of my peers, is really good in closing. He typically closes pretty quickly. So our boss might bring Bill and myself in and talk to us about what he wants to do, which is, hey, Shawn, I want to help you learn from Bill. So we're going to run a few scenarios here, and I just want you to respond how you respond today. Then we'll stop and we'll discuss as a group. This creates a completely different environment. Suddenly coaching isn't, uh-oh, my boss is telling me what to do here. Am I in trouble? It's more of a situation where we're learning. So Bill's learning by coaching somebody else. He's learning how to coach. Maybe he could use that in other areas or be a future leader himself. Shawn's going to be more responsive to Bill's feedback, Bill's scenarios, and the overall coaching experience, because now it's a peer-to-peer discussion versus a boss to me or boss to one. And last but not least, and I think most importantly of all this, because of this, Shawn's going to take and apply this stuff and feel comfortable. If it doesn't go as well as he had hoped, he'll go back to maybe his boss, but also maybe Bill. It starts to create this environment, this sales culture you've heard me talking about, where people start to share their successes, their experiences, and learn from one another, which is ultimately the goal. So the next time you want to do some coaching, here's my suggestion. Don't do some direct coaching. Try the 3-to-1 scenario that I mentioned. Bring in somebody who's generally pretty good at whatever it is you want to coach the other person in. This isn't about embarrassing them. Tell them you want to run some role plays to help one another. If you're smart about how you invest your time here, the person that comes in that is maybe good in area A might be weak in area B that they could help the other individual with, and you can actually switch, right? We'll work on closing first, then we're going to work on something else that maybe Shawn, in our example, is better than Bill in. So you can see how this works. 3-to-1 coaching, best way to ensure that your salespeople, and any person generally speaking, is more receptive to the coaching and most importantly applies the coaching, and you start to create a culture of sharing, which is really what you're going for. So I hope you've enjoyed this. More importantly, I hope you'll apply this. Comment below on how this has worked for your team. And as always, you can reach out if you'd like to connect, find more resources, tips, or just have a conversation about how we might be able to help your sales and accelerating your sales. Reach out, www.shawncasemore.com. Until next time, I look forward to seeing you again soon, or at least seeing the camera, which you are essentially on the other side of. And as I always say, make sure you get out there today and sell something. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.